Thanks for that, Mika. So as you rightly said, Bajaj Auto is going to be the first earnings this week in the auto sector. Now, do note that Bajaj as well as TVS has had a very good momentum going into Q4, and that is expected to sustain as well in this particular quarter. For both Bajaj as well as TVS, we are expecting a revenue growth of upwards of 20%. Now, these all estimates are as per Bloomberg. For the EVS, we are expecting revenues of roughly 8,000 crores, while for Bajaj, roughly 11,100 crores is the revenue that we are expecting, while margins for both companies is expected to sustain as well as grow compared to the previous year. For Hero MotoCorp, it's going to be a decent quarter, roughly 12 to 14% revenue growth, while Eicher, which also includes numbers from VECV year, which is its commercial vehicle unit, is going to show decent, roughly 12 to 14% growth as well. But within the two-wheelers, it's going to be Bajaj as well as TVS, which are going to be the outperformers. Within the passenger vehicle space, we see that Tata Motors is going to show decent revenue growth, while the revenue as well as EBITDA performance has been really good over the last 3 quarters. We are expecting this momentum to continue in this, albeit at a lower growth rate. For JLR, the margins have been really good, and that is the momentum expected in Q4 as well. But the key growth optimizer in this segment is going to be Maruti Suzuki, which is showing roughly 30% revenue growth on a year-on-year as well as 20% revenue growth on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So it's going to be one of the key outperformers in the passenger vehicle space. While Mahindra could surprise negatively on the downside, we are expecting flat revenue growth, while margins will also remain flat. Moving on to the commercial vehicle and tractor space, here is where Ashok Leyland is going to be one of the key companies to watch out for. Highest ever EBITDA margins of roughly 13% is expected to be reported by the company. It has grown steadily over the last 6 to 8 quarters on the back of lower commodity cost. But this quarter is going to be the highest ever sales in a quarter compared to last year, as well as highest ever EBITDA margins. For Escorts, it's going to continue its lackluster performance of FY24 and ended the same in the Q4. We're expecting low single-digit revenue, while margins will remain flat in the 12 to 14% range bound. And finally, on the tire space, we see that Apollo as well as the other companies are going to show really strong performance this quarter. While for Apollo, we might see the revenue fall due to lower average selling prices compared to last year. EBITDA margins are going to show at its highest level of roughly 16 to 17% as per Bloomberg estimates. While for Seat and JK Tires, we are seeing that they will see margin expansion as well. For JK Tires specifically, we are estimating a 500 basis point margin expansion, while MRF is going to report decent numbers. Finally, on what our brokerage is saying. So for Elara Capital, Bajaj Auto is one of their top picks, while for Nomura, they see Maruti as well as Bajaj Auto, as well as TVS Motors, and for Citi, Maruti is one of the top picks. So these are all the rundowns of the particular auto companies expected to report numbers in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Back to you.